All right, everyone, the YY by Y complete, or almost complete, because it's kind of confusing, but interesting at the same time, lyrical analysis. So let's get started with Ives' first song, New. So New does a great job of setting the stage for the rest of the YY by Y lyrics. And if we look at the song, we see that in the beginning, Ives is looking at someone, and they never say who she's looking at, but this person's important because her heart gets colored with them and wants to be like them. And Ives goes on to get closer to the sun, close enough such that her wings become burnt, and that's when she learns about her new days. And you see that when she learns about her new days, she kind of goes through a transformation. A new shape inside of her is bloomed, and it kind of changes her life. She soars on up into the sky, and now she has a bright beam of light shining inside her heart. So these events lead to refreshed new days, and overall you see a big transformation in Ives' life. In the song D1, we see that Ives is very curious about someone, and we see that during the moonlight hours they're able to become much closer, and during this time Ives is very curious how this person feels about her. And she wants to become closer and have that person wrap their arms around her. And one of the most important lyrics I think in this song is, "For now, I'll just take one step closer, closely, slowly." And she also says, "I want this dream today to keep coming true." So I think this song is about a dream Ives is having about this person that she really likes. But once again, we don't know who that person is. In Chu's songs, we're gonna start to tie together some of the mysteries that have already opened up. And it starts with Heart Attack. She starts the song by saying that the day that we first saw each other, it was as if a new world has opened in my quiet heart. So similar to Ives' song, Chu also has a new world kind of open up. But for Chu, she says that the fact that I took a step towards you first, it lets me find myself that I didn't even know. So for Chu, it seems that moving towards this person is helping her find herself. And before we find out who Ives and Chu are talking about in their solos, we have to talk about the hidden meaning in Chu's second song, Girls Talk. In the song, Ives and Chu, they seem to be just going out as girls and having some small chat. It's a very mundane song, and they have typical conversations with like small feelings, and they talk about random stuff like the perfume they used and last night's TV show. But what's not being talked about? If it's just a song about girls talking about a guy and other random mundane things, then why are their lyrics so different? So for example, they say that their emotions fill up the small secret shop window. Hush. Can't have this leaking out. You know it's a secret talk. If they're just girls talking about random stuff and about a guy, then why is it so secret and can't be leaked out? The most revealing lyrics are with Ives and Chu talking to each other, and the lyrics are, wait for it, "Without anyone knowing our small chat, inside of me, it's as if you're growing bigger." I think that this small chat is actually kind of a cover-up for Chu and Ives to become closer, and it seems like in both their songs when they became closer, like their hearts became brighter, they had more colors, so overall them becoming closer was a good thing. Alright, now on to Gowon and Heejin. Gowon's song One and Only and Ives' song New, they're both very similar yet very different. So in Gowon's song, like other Luna songs, it seems to take place at night. She says, "That moment when the sun falls asleep, I get happy for no reason, and the starlights are so pretty." So this is very common. And then at night, something strange seems to happen. She says that under the moonlit sky, the shape of herself dancing is underneath it and sparkling. And because of this, a new door has opened. Then she says she closes her eyes and pouts her lips and gets a kiss. And then when she opens her eyes, she faces her true self at this shining moment. And the only other person that had been in the song so far was the shape of herself dancing. I do think that this dancing figure was the person who kissed herself. She goes on to say that she has the feeling that any dreams could come true. It's been spread in my life and the secret door to happiness has been opened. So we see a very positive transformation from Gowon. But this transformation is a little bit different from Ives's in that Gowon seems to meet herself outside of her body, but in Ives's song New, she found herself inside of her. Gowon ends the song by saying that in this universe, it's not a coincidence that I've met myself, and now I know why waving flowers bloom. Gowon's next song features both Chu and Kimlip, and it also is a little strange that it features Kimlip. I'll explain why in a bit, but first let's go over the song. Gowon is very confused in Seesaw. She seems to have had someone leave her, and now she's not sure how she feels. She seems very confused. She says, I see you, and then all of a sudden it's, wait, you're not in front of me now. And then it becomes, oh, I saw you. And then she's not even sure whether or not she's dreaming right now. And at the end of the song, Gowon is still left confused, not sure which is right, whether she saw the person or sees the person, or even if she loved the person or currently loves the person. One thing that's very strange in the song is it features Kimlip, but she literally only says 2 sentences. And those 2 sentences are, it's been a long day, and maybe today's just a day I've had too much coffee. And those are very similar to the lyrics that she has in Twilight. Twilight is a song about how Kimlip misses someone, but she doesn't quite want to admit it. She says that she really can't sleep without you, baby, and stuff like that, but she also kind of wants to blame it on something else. She says, maybe the caffeine was too strong. I blame the caffeine. It's not because of you. And she's having some trouble sleeping, and she clearly misses the person. We see that Gowon is kind of left confused and alone at the end of her 2 solos, which is very similar to how Kimlip was. So why did Kimlip come into the song and talk about the coffee? Honestly, I have no idea, other than the fact that both of them seem to be in similar situations. But other than that, I'm not really quite sure. Let me know what you guys think. And finally, we have the last member, Olivia He, and her single's title is Egoist. And I actually wasn't sure what Egoist meant, and the definition of Egoist is a person who acts according to their own personal interest, not for the sake of others. And don't confuse this word with egotist, which I have done in the past. And an egotist is someone who is like attention seeking and bragging to boost their own ego. So there's a big difference. And in Egoist, Olivia starts with saying, your facial expressions towards me turned cold at some moment. I wanted to despise you, but my heart wouldn't let you go. And then something interesting happens at night. She says, on the way home after sunset, that's when I saw the moonlight. And that's when she goes through a change. She says, from now on, I'll love myself instead of you. I'll live on. And that's how this song gets the title Egoist. And then Jinsol makes an appearance, and there's a lot to unpack in Jinsol's rap. Also, thanks for the comments on the Odd Eye Circle video, and I think people interested in the Loonaverse seem to be very smart, and it actually helped me fix some of the misinterpretations that I had. So if we go back to Jinsol's previous song, Singing in the Rain, it seems that Jinsol was the moon and she had swallowed the sun. And I think now she reveals who the sun is. Her rap starts saying, hey, for the sin of swallowing you, you get bigger and bigger, beautiful you. And we saw in the last song, she had swallowed the sun, and now it's you who she swallows. So I think maybe Olivia He is the sun. And when she says you get bigger and bigger, that's kind of true because in 10 billion years from now, our beautiful sun will be about 50% bigger in terms of volume. So just some astronomy for you. And then she says, you are me, I'm you, little by little soaked into my veins, on and on in this endless cycle. We can't be separated. And these lyrics kind of make sense because the moon soaks up sunlight into its like veins or whatever, into the sun, I don't know what the moon's made of, but It soaks up the sun, and the gravity holds them together in an endless cycle where they can't be separated. So it kind of makes sense, but I'm not completely sure. And she finishes her rap saying, "When I miss you, I close my eyes and go to you for a while. Close your eyes and you come to me for a while." And that's like a very common theme we've seen in the Loonaverse, where at night and while dreaming, the Luna members get closer. The following lyrics, in my opinion, kind of tie together the Loonaverse. But first, we have to go back to the song Sonatine, and let's listen to the wording that Heejin uses.
수많은 별들도
In both songs, Sonatine and Egoist, they talk about meeting each other despite the countless number of stars. Olivia says that this meeting must not be a coincidence. It was fate, a blessing for me. So I do think that Olivia is talking about either meeting Heejin or the 1/3 subunit. And despite all the stars, they were somehow able to meet, and this was a blessing for Olivia. However, it still kind of leaves out Go On, so we're gonna go move on to the next song, Rosy, and see what happens with Go On. And finally, Olivia's last song, Rosy, is kind of like a metaphor song, where they are roses, so they're enticing, but also a little bit dangerous. And finally, we see that this song brings Olivia and Go On together, and it also brings Heejin together as well. Heejin says, "I discover you there," and she also says, "People want to keep things that shine in their hands. It's getting late, hurry up, before you lose your way, run to me. I'll go ahead and say it, let's bloom at the end of this night." Olivia and Go On also talk to each other about being filled with curiosity and falling deeper. Olivia says, "If you quietly follow the light that's shining on me," and Go On responds, "I faintly see you in the distance, you'll be drawn to me even more." So you see that Olivia and Go On are now finally starting to go closer to each other, and that's very similar to Chu and Ives, how they started becoming closer to each other as well. That's all for the solos from the YY by Y members. I'll have the YY by Y subunit songs in the next video for part 2. I have a lot planned already, so I should have that up soon, but thanks for watching. Please leave a comment. I really like your comments. They really do help me a lot, so thank you.